Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Schlejen and today I'm here to talk to you about if it is wrong to experiment on animals for scientific and medical purposes. In my eyes, I believe that researching animals in scientific and medical purposes is justifiable. According to the US-based Foundation for Biomedical Research, animal testing has played a vital role in virtually every medical advancement in the last century for both human and veterinary health. Animal research has been around for decades. However, the public only has a small amount of knowledge on what happens when conducting research on an animal. So, why do we use living creatures to experiment on? The answer is simple really. To study genetic diseases. Diseases such as Parkinson's, Down syndrome, and Huntington's. The concern for this subject is understandable. However, as long as it's the most trustworthy way of testing and researching medicine, it is necessary for the human well-being, scientific advancements, and medical breakthroughs. So, what kind of animals are used and why do we use these animals? 69% of the animals used in animal testing are mice. This is because, believe it or not, we share 95% of our DNA with them. And they are great models to look at when researching addictions or cognitions. Their relatives, the rats, also play a vital role in medical research. Rats are mostly used in alcohol and drug testing, and while this may sound cruel, they are treated with the utmost respect and taken care of thoughtfully. They are mostly used in these experiments because their rate of metabolism is very similar to ours. Anti-animal testing groups, such as PETA, often state that monkeys, cats, and dogs play a big role in animal testing. This is completely untrue. Cats and dogs only make up one out of every 1,000 animals used in animal research, and monkeys 1 in every 2,000 animals. Cats and dogs are mostly used for surgical advancements. This is because their bodily functions, their organs, and their size are relatively similar to ours. This makes it easy to understand our body. Monkeys are used much more scarce. Pardon me. This is because monkeys are much more intellectual and harder to research on. Apes are only used for the most serious conditions such as HIV, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. So, you must be wondering, with all these alternatives, why we don't use these alternatives instead of animal testing. Well, there are tests that use only certain organs or certain cells to test on, and there are also mathematical models and computer simulations. However, a mathematical model or a computer simulation cannot replicate a cough or a beating heart. A living body is an extremely and extraordinarily complex system made out of DNA, organs, and cells. This is essentially impossible to replicate in a computer model. People often think that the tests focus on one part of the body. However, the living body isn't just a collection of cells and organs. We need to understand how they work together and interact with each other. Anti-animal testing groups, again, PETA, often have ignorant statements that test subjects are kept in harsh living environments and that researchers couldn't care less for them. This is, I don't know where this came from. Research and animal technicians must have months and months of training to be able to handle these animals correctly. Vets and veterinarians are on standby 24/7 just in case anything happens to these animals. The animals are fed properly, their habitats are cleaned daily, and they are kept free of infections and illnesses. If researchers truly did handle these animals in such a cruel and harsh manner, the animals will be traumatized, unhealthy, and stressed. This would interfere with the experiment and thus making the whole experiment useless. And lastly, I would like to notify you of the benefits that animal testing has given us. Throughout the years, multiple new discoveries have been made in the medical field. One of them is insulin. Insulin was discovered through the help of dogs. Insulin has treated countless and countless numbers of diabetics and diabetic animals. Antibiotics, blood transfusions, chemotherapy, and lots of other vaccines and treatments were all discovered through the help of animal testing. There are lots of other illnesses and diseases that have not yet been fully understood or fully discovered yet. Diseases such as HIV, malaria, and cancer. I do hope you all realize that I do understand the value and realize the value of life, and that it should not be taken in vain. I believe, however, that with the help of animals and with the help of animal testing, we will, and we must discover new treatments and vaccines. I hope you too believe in this statement. Thank you all for listening.